And our text is a man in crisis. Now I just want to help you out. Just bear with. Give me 10 minutes. Can you hold your hope? Like the old preachers used to say, just hold still. Just y'all stay with me for a moment. He was in crisis. Don't look now with somebody behind you's in crisis. Somebody's in an identity crisis. Somebody's in a spiritual crisis. Somebody's in a social crisis. Somebody's in a financial crisis. Somebody is in a crisis that they know if God doesn't move for them.
My God.
Anybody know what I'm talking about? God, if you don't do this here.
Yes.
Yeah. And to the point where some of you look like you don't even believe that God's going to do it. That's why I tell you, when every chance you get, you better praise him, because the moment that you holler, you telling the devil, I ain't even defeated.
Yeah.
I got hope to clap my hands. Yeah. I got hope still to dance. I'm just not going through the motion. I got enough hope to let the devil know you may have put me out there, but as soon as my feet strike Zion, as soon as I enter into the presence of God, I'm coming out of here in victory territory. You see, let me tell you, we just had a great NBA series. And we saw both offensive and defensive play. But some of these, it is noted that to win a Super Bowl, it's good defense that wins championship. But let me talk to you, tell the church in this season, we're going to have to play offense. We're going to have to show up. We're going to have to execute. We're going to have to be clear that we got to be present in the moment.
Yeah.
Because in some Amalekite somewhere after your power, after your destiny, after your witness, but God is speaking and teaching us here that David was in crisis. I'm going through the text real quick. And so if your secretary is here, then let her know you got it. You don't need to take notes. If your secretary ain't here, you write it down. All right, y'all? We're going to walk through the text. I want you to see something. 6th verse of the 31st chapter. I want you to see something. Verse 6a. Everybody says 6a. The A clause of the text. That's First Samuel 30th chapter, y'all. And so the sixth verse says, David was greatly distressed. David, you see him in his distress. Now, David means beloved, but put your name there, because the men were talking about stoning him. He was in his distress and he was desperate. They wanted to kill him. Now, notice how the people he fought with, ate with, slept with, turned on him. I know y'all don't know anything about that, do you? You don't know. It's a different wound when you have to deal with folk who turn on you that you bless and help. It's a different kind of experience when you have to contend with people you thought were with you, but really they never were with you. It's a different kind of dynamics. So let me talk to you and tell you, as the world turns, so will folk turn.
Amen.
I don't care who you call your friend now, but a friend loves at all times. I don't call folk my friend I take friendship seriously. I ain't quick to call folk my friend. Some folk are friending me. They are enemies in disguise. Y'all hear what I'm saying? They are friend to you as long as you can do for them. Yeah, but get in the text, y'all. And he was in distress. And so verse 6b, everybody say the B clause. Well, how you get A's and B's, Pastor? I don't see no A and B. But in the biblical text, y'all.
Teach.
And when you see in this first clause, David was greatly distressed. That's A.
That's
because the men were talking of stoning him. That's B. Y'all see that? Now, can I walk through the text, y'all? You see David in his distress, and so now we see David in his desperation. He was desperate. Have you ever been so desperate you say, Lord, I'll take whatever you give me right now? See, some of you got these priorities. Lord, I just want this and I want that. But you let life happen. And you'll get so desperate, you say, Lord, okay, what I gotta do? Some of you walking around talking about, I just can't forgive, and I'm sorry, I just can't let it go. But when God allows you to go through things, when you have to deal with stuff you never thought you were going to have to deal with, you'll find yourself desperate saying, Lord, anyway you bless me, I'll be satisfied. And whatever you do, I just want my peace back. I just need my joy. I just need to be able to sleep at night.
Yeah.
So get this, we see him in his distress. That's because we see him in his desperation. That's because we see him in his distress, A, B. And in the C through the 7th verse, that means the latter part of the 6th. The scripture says, look y'all, they talked about killing him and stoning him, right? And then the scripture says, and every one of them was bitter. Ooh, have you ever dealt with bitter root? Have you ever dealt with, you see, when the bitterness comes in, and it comes in and it goes deep, and it shows up sometimes in a way where you say, what's wrong with them? Because now they were sweet with eternal tower, but the Spirit, because of his sons and daughters, and get this, y'all, look, it's the Father's desire to see to cover their sons and daughters. Every father wants their sons and daughters covered, protected, cared for. See, some of you children, you don't understand your parents' ways until you become it.
That's right.
There's some stuff you don't understand, but just keep on living. The old folk used to teach us that. You may not understand it now, but wait till you become a parent. Wait till you become an adult. Am I right about it? There's some things that you just ain't gonna understand. But get this, y'all. But look, y'all, David found strength in the Lord. Then David said to Abiathar, the priest, the son, Ahimelech, he said, bring me the ephod. This is now we see him. Get this, y'all. We see David in distress. We see him in his desperation. But verse 6, 7th verse, we see him now in his devoutness. Did you hear me say he was in crisis? He was out of his mind. He didn't know what to do. He was so confused because folks had turned on him. He was dizzy because now he couldn't trust anybody. But get this, y'all, we see him in his devoutness. You got to know where to go when you're in trouble. You got to know who to turn to when your back is against the wall. When you see him in his devoutness, you see him in his commitment to God in spite of it all. Brothers and sisters, you commit to God no matter who. You commit to God no matter what. Some things will hurt you. Some things will crush you. But don't you dare give up on God. And that songwriter said, God will not give up on you. But get this, y'all. In his devoutness, let me tell you what he did. He was not just satisfied with the happy church service. See, some of these folks just want to shout it out. Some stuff you can't shout out.
My Lord.
Y'all know what I'm talking about? Some stuff you got to put yourself on a fast, turn your face against the wall, tell them biscuits not today, tell that sugar I don't want you no more. You got to go on consecration because in the text, y'all get this, in the text, he asked for something that belonged to the priest. It was like an apron and it had the 12 stones of the tribes, each color on that, y'all hear me. And so get this, y'all, he asked for the ephod, but guess what was in the ephod? Can I use this as a demonstration? He asked for that which the priest carried near to his heart. Carried dear, and get this, and on the inside of the ephod were two things called the urim and the thummim. The urim and the thummim. Urim means perfect. Thummim means light. He didn't want no daggone halves. He needed God to show him. He needed enlightenment. When you're in crisis, which means to separate, you need the truth and you need that which is going to be from God. You need to hear from God. Let me tell you, some of you need to stop what you're doing, get somewhere so you can hear from God. You got to hear from God. You got to hear from God. It's too much noise. It was the outer noise. They said, kill him. His commanders and his soldiers said, he's going to be dead by morning. But he had to have enough desire. How's your desire concerning spiritual things? How's your appetite? What do you do? It's kind of telling what we do Monday through Saturday based on what we see in the house of God. You can tell when people are not practicing the presence of God and not really communing with God. You can tell when people are empty because they can't show full on Sunday. See, a fake church and people who think that you can manipulate the glory, you think that you can just go through church motions and God will meet you. But David had already been communing with God. And so what was in him was grab a hold to the heart of God. So when he grabbed a hold of the Urim and the Thummim and he threw it out before him, and the way it fell, he knew. That's why when you read the text, y'all, when you read the text, it says, and he said, shall I pursue? Shall I overtake? Shall I keep on going? And so in his distress, we see him. In his desperation, we see him. In his devoutness, but yet, get this, y'all. He got in the 8th verse tells us, and that the word of the Lord says, you shall overtake them and you shall recover all. And that's what I had to come to tell somebody. You about to get a demonstration. When everything around you look like anything but what God said, when it appears that the last word over your situation will be what satanic operative has spoken, when it appears as if the curse that was sent has landed, because the scripture says that the unjust curse cannot land, but it shall return back like a bird to the swallow. That you'll find that in Proverbs. I don't care if they don't like you. When you're blessed and favored, they can't stop you. I don't care how many times you made a mistake. I don't care how many times you were misguided and misdirected. When you grab a hold to the heart of God, when you grab a hold to what the mind of God, God will not lead you astray. Yeah. As he said to David, pursue. You'll overtake and you shall recover all. Can somebody talk back to me and say, my setback is turning into a comeback? Yeah. And so then now we see David in his determination. We see David taking 400 men David and about 400 men who were defeated at Ziklag. They now get to the place where they're going after their stuff. Their wives were there. The enemy had their wives, had their sons and daughters, had their treasures. But instead of sitting down whining and getting on the phone complaining, I need to help somebody, because you're about to overcome and you're coming through and you're coming up. There's some 10-year cycles that's about to be broken. There's 15-year cycles that's about to be broken. There's a 30-year trauma and the effects of it that's about to be nullified. Why? Because you're about to come back. You're about to come back. It shaped the way you think. It shaped the way you move. It's affected the way you love. It's affected you in your family system. It's affecting you in your career choices. But can I tell somebody in the room, comeback is looking for you. Come back. Tell your neighbor, say, neighbor, I believe God's about to move again. And so the text says David and 400 men, they started out. We see now David in his determination. Folk have seen you in your frustration. They've seen you in your disappointment. They've seen you in your desperation. They've seen you when you were down on yourself and down on anything that was good. But somewhere along the way, they forgot that God was still for you. Yeah. And because God was still for you, he wouldn't let you quit on you. Yeah. Aren't you glad that God is so for me that even when I want to give up on me, even when the enemy wanted me dead, God said he cannot die. Yeah. Because he got too much power in him. She cannot die. Yeah. Because she got too much hope in her. He cannot die because I've chosen. And so the text says, y'all, as they were going to the places where the enemies were, they didn't always know where they were going. But there was a slave of one of the rulers that got tired. You see, God will let the enemy lag back. He's going to always leave some evidence for the enemy to tell on themselves. That's why you don't always have to expend a lot of energy trying to find out what folk have done to you, what they said about you. Just keep on going, and the enemy will turn on themselves. I got to tell you how many times I've had even people come to me and say, forgive me, man of God, I got some misinformation. Forgive me, man, because I thought one thing, but they told me to stay away from you. They told me not to trust you, but I found out for my own self that you the best thing that could have happened, because you have been sent by God. Lord have mercy. And so I as they were going, as they were progressing, as they were marching, there was a servant who stayed behind at a place called Brook of Besor, and they were too exhausted and too weak to keep on going. But David went on anyhow. Come on, drummer, I need some help now. But David went on anyhow. And so here we are in the midst of life's battle. Don't be too mad at folk who didn't have strength to go with you all the way until you brought the vision forth. Don't be too discouraged about folk who didn't believe in you enough to stay with you. But because you had determination, because you kept on going, you're going to recover all. And so when I read the Bible, musician, help me, and you play. When I read the Bible, I know what the Lord said. The Lord said, I will recover all. And since I am going to recover it, I might as well go after it. And I get you to tell your neighbor, say, neighbor, since you're going to recover it, you might as well go out. Say, since it's yours to recover, you might as well keep going. If you're going to keep going, tell your neighbor, say, it's too soon for us to quit. We shall recover all. If you're going to get it all back, I dare you to open your mouth and say, I'm getting it all back. I'm getting it all back. Everything that was stolen, everything that was taken, I'm getting it all back. Say it. Say yes. Yes. I'm getting it all back. I said I'm getting it all back. Now get this, y'all, get this, get this. And so now David got it back. But look at David's attitude. Some of us get blessed and we forget about others. Some of us get blessed and we get brand new. But David got blessed and he blessed the elders that were in Judah. Yeah, Lord. You ain't ready for it until you can tell the Lord, make me a blessing so that I can bless my mama, so I can bless my daddy, so I can bless my auntie, so I can bless my church. Because had it not been for them praying me through, had it not been for them sacrificing for me, setback for a comeback. Lift those hands in this place. Lift those hands in this place. This is something unusual. It's a wave of destruction.
Yes, God.
That's after the soul and the mind of God's people.
Yes.
Even in your distress and in your desperation. Hallelujah. You got to know God's about to give you a demonstration. And it's going to cause you to have determination to drive yourself to the place of destiny. Some of you got so weak, you're fainting in the fight.
My Lord.
You have no spiritual power, no strength. See, here's the challenge of the church. We think it's okay to miss Bible study and prayer and it not affect your mind. And you've lost your spiritual zeal and stamina. That's why you have no real passion for ministry.
My God.
Because you have now made a covenant with the enemy. And guess what the covenant is? To make you think you're average.
Yeah.
David, beloved, means a man after God's own heart. Help me encourage somebody to say there's nothing average about you.
There's nothing average about you.
Say you're so chosen.
You're so chosen.
You're so blessed of God.
You're so blessed of God.
God is not going to allow.
God is not going to allow.
Even the Amalekites to kill you. Tell somebody, I know Amalek wanted you dead.
I know Amalek wanted you dead.
But you just can't die.
But you just can't die.
Because God wants you here.
God wants you here.
Somebody ought to give him glory in this place.